There we go. The sounder sounds again, and I'm putting in again more and more requests. I want you. I've taken those old vintage sounders, yet there are very talented men and women in this community who could also design some musical sounders or things like that. I would be grateful if you would design one, and perhaps we can use it. Why don't you audition to be a sounder maker? The program is Interesting Ideas, and that's why we need a sounder, because we want to say, hey, pay attention. Maybe this could be good. We hope it will be, and hopefully it'll be interesting, and that might even make you a more interesting person. And I also want you to raise your hand and say, I'd like to be on the program because I have some interesting ideas. And I would love to hear from you. And perhaps you can be on the program, and we can talk about your interesting ideas and share them with a worldwide audience, because we can do just that. That's the miracle and the mission of podcasting, and about this program, Interesting Ideas, brought to you by What It Takes Radio. And that's our company, which is meant to help you get you and your wisdom, insight, and truth on the radio. So you reach out to me, and perhaps we can do just that. Obviously, we're continuing in war. And today, President Z, so I call him, kind of going back to my childhood, there was a television character called Zorro, and he was a mysterious do-gooder who went around and banished the bad guys and helped the good guys and left his little Z with a sword wherever he went. And I think of President Zelensky as kind of a new, modern Mr. Z. I don't want to have some of the dark things about the war, and perhaps this program is meant to be hopefully just a little lighter touch, because we need that. In the midst of war, we just can't talk about the war all the time. We have to talk about living, and we have to go on living. So let me just say a few things. Here's what I learned in watching Mr. Z's speech, and I should say hearing and experiencing. First of all, let's just put it right on the table. Here's a leader, and we were so glad to see a leader because we hardly have any anymore. Leadership, particularly here in America, I will say, for the most part, does not exist in any significant quality. And quality leadership, where is it to be found? Again, where have all the leaders gone? Also, Mr. Z, old-fashioned virtue. We saw manhood. That's right. Yeah, masculinity, real manhood, as it can and should be expressed. Primarily in the ability to be courageous, to believe in something deeply, be willing perhaps to sacrifice something deeply so that women and children will be better off. We saw manhood and beautiful sense of the media program. This guy's an actor. See, that's why knowing how to do radio and television is vital to leadership. And most of the clowns in leadership don't know that. First of all, he spoke in measured terms in his native language of Ukrainian, and it was translated. Then that interlude and that video showing with no words, just before and after of the scenes of what Ukraine was like and what Ukraine was now. Deeply moving pictures. Then he comes out and he goes into English because that's the audience he's speaking to now. So he speaks in their language. Beautifully done. Well done. He can handle himself in English just fine. He can handle himself in Russian. He can handle himself in Ukrainian, probably German and French, and that's who these Eastern European people are in many cases. They can go 4 or 5 languages and think nothing of it. And he then calls for action. And did you notice he said, this is what I want? And he put a challenge right in front of President Biden. He said, this is what I want. And now you have to say yes or no. You can't just say, good speech, President Zelensky. He said, I asked you to do something. I left you at choice. You have to make a choice now. You have to decide something. You have to do a yes or a no. I want you to do something. So you're either going to do it or you're not. I'm calling you out. If you're the leader of the free world, act like one. Be like one. Do what leaders are supposed to do, and do it now. And take the consequences and take the hit for the choice you made. Well done. I love it when I see a master at work. Hey, take a little break and think about something a little more fun. What makes for a good song? What makes for a good song? Well, I've got a little insight on that, and I went back to my own personal archives. So here we go. Something from the Blast from the Past, a good song. We'll be right back.
'Tis a gift to be simple, 'tis a gift to be free, 'tis a gift to come down where we ought to be. And when we find ourselves in the place just right, 'twill be in the valley of love and delight, when true simplicity is gained, to bow and to bend and not be ashamed, to turn will be our delight, till by turning we come round right.
I confess that my moving around has caused me to, I've been doing this for so many years. I've got tons of stuff that I used years before, and I go back and look at it, and some of it's really not very good. So what was that all about? But yet a lot of it was pretty good, and I said, I forgot about that. Well, here's a piece that I wrote. This is many years ago. It was simply called A Good Song, and it was part of a series called Pressing Toward the Mark, Thoughts of Life, Success, and Hope. Life, Success, and Hope by Stan Houston. It's reported that the late Ray Charles was once asked what he thought were some of the secrets of his success. And this is what he said: I know what makes a good song. Now, unfortunately, I never heard how he knew what a good song was. So I thought I would do what any good observer does. I would ask others. So here we go. I'd love to hear from you. So with a few thoughts to start us going, let's figure out what makes for a good song. Think about that now. Here are some questions that I think might help. What song or songs do you want sung or played at your memorial service? Okay. Hopefully there'll be some opportunity to have people think about you and remember you and perhaps smile. And they hear a song and they say, "Oh yeah, that reminds me of Stan. What song or songs do you want sung or played at your memorial service?" Here's another one. What song would best describe the business you are or would like to be in? Okay, if your business had a theme song, had to choose a theme song, in your advertising, you want people to remember you, so you buy the rights, or you compose, or you get a public domain. What song would best describe the business you are or would like to be in? What would be your theme song? What song makes you sad? Think about that. Okay. Now, what song makes you smile? I love Twist and Shout by the Beatles. And there's a great story behind that. What song makes you smile and why? If you were a song, What song would you be? If you were a song, what song would you be? Now, these questions and thoughts are just some ways to keep the conversations and the self-discovery moving. And by the way, I'm here to teach people how to be leaders. Most of your staff meetings, you know why people don't like your staff meetings? Because they're boring. They're all about you and all about the business, and you don't do a good job of presenting it because you don't know how to do a good meeting. And so they sit there and they endure it, and very little happens. Why don't you make something like this? Ask them what makes a good song, and then listen. Just listen to what they say and why they say it. See what you learn about your people just by seeing the songs they talk about, the music they like, and why. Just listen to them. Have some fun. Also, it would help if you bring some treats along, something good to eat. And then maybe share one of your songs and play a few songs. Now, here's how I'd close this little session up. These questions and thoughts are just some ways to keep the conversation and self-discovery moving. One of Ray Charles' best-known song is, "You Know What It Is, That's Life." That's right. Perhaps what makes a good song is that it really takes us into life as we know it, or hope it will be. Maybe, again, just a thought, maybe that makes for a good song. So please get back to me, stanhouston@gmail.com, stanhouston@gmail.com, and tell me what goes into a good song. Hope this was interesting, just an interesting idea to help us be more interesting people. We're done, and I'll be back. Again, here's Stan again, and a little shameless self-promotion. Again, we are here to help you learn how to be a podcaster, because everybody who's in life and business has an audience, and you need to know how to better reach your audience. And we can help you do that. I and my partnership team, we've had lots of radio and television and writing experience, and we can help you learn how to reach your audience and to get better connection, hopefully better results, and maybe even make a little more money in the business you are in. So why don't you reach out to me at stanhouston@gmail.com, stanhouston@gmail.com. Please check us out at witradio.net. That's where we tell our story. And we're also putting together a podcast channel on how to be a great world-class broadcaster, and that's coming up. So if you would like to know how to be on the radio to better build your business and better reach your audience, we have people who can help you do that. So again, stanhouston@gmail.com, witradio.net. All the best and blessings in these challenging times. We pray for safety for President Z. We pray for recovery and restitution and protection for the people of Ukraine. And we pray to God and say, put an end to the war makers. Put an end to the war makers. Bless us all, everyone, and bye for now.